Turn right, then arrive at your destination. Arrived.
Hi, it's Janelle Molony, and I am exploring the Laramie Peak Museum today in Wheatland, Wyoming. And even though you cannot see Laramie Peak right behind me, I will show you there is great visuals today because of it's not too cloudy, not too foggy, not too rainy, and the sky is just the most beautiful blue. Well, what's the big deal about Laramie Peak and all the other things that are going down here in Wheatland? I bet the friends inside are going to have some great stuff to tell us and show us, so let's go check it out. For the ladies, if you're not into Old West history and stuff like that, Laramie Peak Museum has a really large collection of clothing, women's clothing and shoes, wedding dresses, things from all sorts of different eras. And oh, there's a really cool closet. Like, what is that necklace? That was negligee. If you really want to see it, you just have to come and check it out for yourself. But they have this really big closet, and I got permission to open it up and look through the outfits, which is nice. There's a bunch of cobbler's tools. So I'm looking at these little irons that are maybe they're cast iron, I don't know. But I'm reminded of when my third great grandmother was coming across the Oregon Trail or the Overland California Trail in 1864. She mentions that they, on Sundays, do their laundry, which includes ironing their clothing. And often I've questioned, like, really? You're ironing your clothes out on the trail? Anyways, so there's more to that story because as a woman with rheumatism, when the weather gets really cold, she's able to take the iron that she has with her that I thought was really impractical, and they put it in the fire and heat it up. And then when she's in her carriage, they close up the carriage and it's watertight, weathertight, and they put the iron in the carriage and it acts as a space heater to help alleviate some of the pain from the chilly weather that would normally just sit in her bones. That makes sense. I'm getting a little tour of the one-room schoolhouse with Ken Passley, and he was just telling me his dad actually attended this school back in when?
Through the 8th grade.
Well,
so
when
he was 15 years old, he was born in 22, so let's say through 37.
Okay. When was this school brought over here?
Well, we've only had this for maybe 8-9 years. Like I say, it was brought in closer to town, about 5 miles out of town on Highway 34. And it was used for housing for immigrants that came to work the wheat fields. And then it became a storage thing for hay and that kind of stuff.
So like the farm employees were bunking in here?
No, the migrants. The people coming up from Mexico to work the beets.
Okay.
And their families, like maybe 2 or 3 families might be in here. Or one family, just depending on the situation. Those kids there are one of the classes that were in here.
They're cute.
Yeah.
This is where I giggle a little bit because they've got a wall of different barbed wires, and there's a book behind me that talks about different court cases and the laws that you have to follow when you put up a barbed wire fence. And apparently, if you put up a barbed wire fence and you do not follow these laws, you're paying a minimum fine of $5. So you better know the rules before you stick the stickers up between the posts.
My grandmother's sister married a man from Guernsey. His name was Miles Equable.
Yeah.
And I was a junior in high school, and she says, it was cold that winter. She says, I want you to do something for me. And I said, well, what? She says, I'd like to have you wear that a week to school. Now you gotta think, I'm a junior in high school. I'm wearing this stuff and being made fun of by all the kids and stuff.
I bet you looked so cool.
Well, I only weighed about 160 pounds back then, so I was a skinny little bit. Anyhow, I wore it. I work for the full week, and it is heavy, but it is old. It is wonderful. But yeah, this coat right here.
So Ken, I have a question about having your personal family stuff in a museum, because I have a great grandmother who was a little weird. She didn't eat or drink for 7 years. She went to an insane asylum.
Oh my God.
And so she became like a thing. She became famous and all over the news and everything. And her stuff ended up in museums, whether it's her stuff or her mom's stuff or her brother's stuff. So like there are shoes in a museum, there are dresses in a museum. And to me, because it's so close, like this is great grandma, to me, I'm thinking those are things that you pull out of the garage and you put in the Goodwill box, and like, you know what I mean? It's weird because it's like my family's crap is on display, but what is that
It's
like for you?
saved.
It's saved. Somebody saved it. Yes, yeah, I guess.
We don't have a lot of young people come in here, but the ones that do, they ask so many questions and they're so interested. And we, as people get later in life,
Yeah,
it comes down to the point where their grandkids don't want it,
yeah.
their kids don't want it. But what do you do with it? You bring it to the museum.
So you make me wonder, and I'm going to pose this question to those who are watching. What is something that you have that if your kids don't care or don't keep it or whatever, that you would be like, you know, I don't want this to go to Goodwill. I don't want this to end up in a dump or in a donation bin. I actually want this to go somewhere where they will, like you said, save it and interpret it and keep it, you know, for future generations. What is that one thing? Maybe it's more than one thing. Now you guys are all going to give me crap for mentioning having your family stuff on display in museums. But this one's pretty cool. This is a cash register from the Golden Rule store. And I just had a little moment with it because my great aunt, Emma Gruning, she worked at a Golden Rule. She worked, I forget what counter she did, but she was also a gift wrapper at the Golden Rule in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minneapolis. And so just seeing that and thinking, oh, she would have been using this and touching that. And I don't know. I just had a moment. Oh, pretty bookmark. I was doing a book talk earlier in the week, and I asked those who were there, I said, what is something that is non-essential that you would keep in your wagon? You know, immigrants would dump stuff out of their wagons as time was going on, and they needed to lighten up. And so I said, what is one non-essential item? Everyone says water, and I have to remind them, non-essential, that you would bring, and no matter what, this is in German, no matter what, no matter how big, no matter how heavy or inconvenient, you would absolutely keep it. You would never throw it out. And the answer was the Bible. And we're talking back then, the family Bibles. These things are, whoa. I wasn't expecting that. Wait, honestly.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel. Oh, look at that. It has the portraits of the family too. I have images of my Rousseau family Bible register front and back, and it has the birth dates, the death dates, the weddings. I don't think it had the photo album with it, but this is a really cool addition. Laramie Peak Museum has a lot to see, a lot to take in, kind of like a fire hose. So get ready. It's multiple rooms that just go on and on and on. And here we're in the back room with the old cars, if you like that. And then out back is the old schoolhouse. There's a lot to see, a lot to see. Definitely plan on being here at least an hour, if not 2. So I made a joke once that the book Emigrant Tales was as big as my Bible, and it's puny in comparison.
Oh yeah.
So see, it's a light read. By the way, when or if anyone wanted to trespass through barbed wire, they're not stretchy. They're really hard to get through. I mean, hypothetically, if an animal wanted to get through the barbed wire, don't stretch very well. So you're gonna take a poke. I mean, the animal will take a poke.